What's up, guys? It's Amma Jamma here. I'm going to go over my SPY levels I'm looking at over the next couple weeks. I've got it all pre-written for you, and I'll give you the whys for all this as well. First off here, as far as where we're at right now, let's look at like a little micro versus larger scale. If we put on the 4 hour, and again, it is the 23rd, about 10 a.m., so it's Tuesday, 10 a.m. If we put a little fibs from our top to our bottom, of our sell-off the last few days, we hit exactly at the 50% retracement today. So what does that mean? That means a couple different things. It means that we need to reclaim and hold 556.50. That's a very critical level, and if we can reclaim and hold that, I do expect us to fill back up through our 618, which is 558.38. And then at that point, that's when, if we could break and hold 558.38, it's going to be a major level. If we break and hold that, I expect the full retracement. However, things are looking a little bit heavy. We're giving up a little bit more of a sell-off, those type of things. Not that we're in a bear market by any means, but what I'm looking at overall is some of the following. So I've got a few different zones here that I'm really kind of considering and looking at. All right, and it runs parallel with different fibs. I'm not necessarily going to pull them up right now because those are more something I want to reserve for the Discord specifically. But I've got 3 different zones here, and then I've got written up what I'm looking at here. So we've got 3 different bull points. One is obviously our bounce off of the 547-ish area, which we did get the last couple days. All right. So for me, the 545 to 548 area is kind of an indecision area. And then right below that, we've got a lot of chop in this zone right here. Okay. So in this zone right here, I'm not really super excited about taking a longer term swing because we could, whether it's bull or bear swing. This area, let me make it blue so you know which area I'm talking about. I'm not too excited on taking swing trades in that area here. That's really an area where it's so much chop that I would rather just wait for the confirmation. So really, we've got a couple different areas I would look at right here. At the loss with confirmation of 547.50 or so, taking that play, the loss of that with the daily close below 548, 547.50 or so, playing that down to 542 is a first step right there. We could play that. That's one where I give a couple weeks till expiration, and then that's really a decision point. This right here, let me change the colors so you can really see it. This blue line right here, this is going to be our decision point. This is really an area for me that I'm looking at that really does matter, okay? And as you can see, and where does that come from? I'll just pop a fibs on really quick. It comes from, this April 24th low to the high. All right, here's our levels. Okay, so as you can see here, those are some of the major levels I'm looking at and what I'm expecting and really watching and where I'm looking for different types of plays at. So let me delete this and we'll go from there, because it makes it super busy on the screen. So that's what I like for bearish swing entries. I'm looking for 3 different bearish swing entries. The first one was going to be the loss of the 547.50, play down to that 542.50 or so. Go a couple weeks out on that. That's step 1. Then we have decision point, that 541 to 543 area, right at this blue line here. That's where I'm looking for a major bounce. So if I'm loading swing calls, I'm not touching any swing calls other than 2 main areas. And the first main area is going to be if we take a nice strong bounce here, and I'm going to make it green so you can see what I'm talking about. But if we lose that area, I will not look at swing calls in any way, shape, or form until we start to lose 535 or so into this area here. All right. That's my swing call entries that I'm really kind of looking at. And as far as bearish entries, if we get a daily open and close below 542, I will take puts or some sort of put setup, whether it's selling calls, whether it's a spread, this or that lost daily open and close below 542, I'm going to take those with an expected target of 535. So 542 to 535, that $8, I would go 3 to 4 weeks out on those. That's what I'm looking at for a put entry. And then we come to the next decision point. And on each of these decision points, that's where we really get those up or downs. So we've got three main areas we're looking at. We've got the up and down movement here. As you can see, we just charted. And then we've got a secondary one here at the top of this box around 532 down to the bottom of this box 527. So that's the next area we would really look for that decision at, where we would have either the bounce in this level here or that secondary loss of level around that 533. So those are the three main levels I'm looking at and the targets I would look at. And then from 542 or so down to 536 or so, this is my bull trap. I will not take any swing calls within this box. This box right here is my bull trap zone. Again, I'm not taking any swing calls. I will place bullish positions. I will not swing SPY calls within this box. That's what that means. All right. So that's really what we're looking at, and this is all based off of some fibs levels, etc. But really what we're looking at, our goals we're looking at is this line right here. I'll make it blue like the other, and then this blue line here. These are the two main decision zones where we add or subtract positions based on a bounce or a loss of trend. So adding puts, loss of 542, adding calls, hold the 542, adding puts, loss of 532, taking calls, hold of 532. Those are our two major levels we're looking at here. And again, with a third level, loss of 547, playing those puts for a smaller term, bearish trade down to 532. This would be a shorter term trade. So as far as like targets and time zones, this and that I'm really looking at. This one right here, I would do about 2 weeks on contracts. I've got a lot of alerts coming up. So I would go about 2 weeks of contracts on these. And then on these points here, these would be about 4 weeks out on contracts for these bounce point decisions here. And then down at this third level here, I would be about 2 to 3 weeks as well. So I hope that helps you with the areas to watch and what to do. I'm so sorry if you heard my dog cry. My puppy keeps biting my dog's ears and it hurts her. So sorry about that, guys. So here again, I would look for about 2 weeks or so on the contracts. And those are 3 areas. It's written off right here. For greenish areas, it bounced off of 546, 547, which we did already. All right, and then bounce off of 541, 542, which is this one here. Red levels, loss of 546, which we talked about right here for entry. Loss of 542, which we talked about right here for entry. And down to 530 plus or minus 1%. And then the sweep of 530 and weekly reclaim, we would go heavy calls here. And then loss 542 weekly candle, heavy put swing, which is right here. I hope that helps you. Those are the major levels I'm looking at. Of course, this has nothing to do with day trades or overnight trades. These are literally the major flip zones I'm looking at overall. And then as far as the bullish side from where we're at right now, so you know how to play that bullish, like I said right at the beginning of this stream, if I put a fibs on the top to bottom where we're at right now, it's just today we hit 50% retrace, heavy rejection here. So what we really, really need in this point here is we need to reclaim that 557. We could play that up to 558.60, but that's not really too safe a trade. That's more a day trade. We're looking for that daily close above 559. Daily close above 559. We have a 70% chance of getting the full retrace up to 565. So again, daily close above 559 is a secondary call entry right here. Okay, so we'll add those two. And that would be one where I'd go about 2 weeks on those as well. So let's add that area as well as one of the levels. Thank you guys so much. I hope this helps you. And peace out, Cub Scouts. Thanks, guys.